Yo, welcome to part one of how to special summon, and this segment is going to be about one famous and iconic archetype of summoning, fusion summoning. And today I'm going to use one of the most fusion-based decks in my arsenal, which is the Frightverse. Unfortunately, I know you guys are looking for the E-Heroes, but I gave that to my friend Nick, and he gave it to my friend Jelani, so our Chaos Crew. So yeah, I'll probably be building the heroes again, but not right now. But today we're going to use my Frightverse as the main focus on fusion summoning. So let's get into it. Now the first thing you're going to notice about fusion monsters, they all have different various levels, but only on top of that, they have a different background of frame than other regular monsters like XZ, other regular monsters like Effect and normal monsters, as well as Rituals, Synchros, and XZ's monsters. They all have different color backgrounds, as well as pendulums too, which you'll kind of notice in this 5-part series tutorial. Effect monsters have a more of an orangey, dark, vanilla brown frame, and while fusions have a purple frame. Now, each fusion card has various condition or ingredient that you need to fusion summon a fusion monster. Let's take Frightfur Bear for instance. As you can clearly see, Frightfur Bear is a level 6 fusion dark fusion monster, and it's a Fiend fusion effect. Now let's see the ingredients that he needs. He needs 1 Edge Imp Saber and 1 Fluffle Bear. Sounds pretty easy, right? I'm pretty sure you're thinking, oh, I can sack this and then I can summon it. Well, I say, hold on, Marcel. That's gonna need a little bit of extra love and care. Certain fusion cards or certain fusion builds that you usually use have certain fusion material method cards. Now, fusion material method cards are cards like classic staples like Polymerization, fusion substitution, or some archetypes may have their own method of fusion, like Frightverse or Heroes. Heroes have Miracle Fusion. Gem Knights have Brilliant Fusion, and Shaddoll's have Shaddoll Fusion. Frightverse have Frightfur Fusion, which are basically certain archetypes that have fusion methods cards, including pendulums. Their monsters can also fuse. So there's all different kinds of ways to fusion summon. There's ways around it and there's ways to do it. But in that, let's get into how to fusion summon. Okay? Alright, now let's get into the fusion summon. Now let's say my hand starts off like this. Seems pretty interesting. I got 1 copy of Fusion Conscription, 1 Frightfur Fusion, 1 Fluffle Penguin, 1 Toy Vendor, and 1 Fusion Recovery, and 1 Fluffle Wing. Now, I know what you're thinking. You can probably go for the Fusion Conscription and get the fusion material that you need. But then again, you can't fusion special or normal summon that turn. So you're going to have to go for a better option if you want to get some field presence. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place down 1 copy of Toy Vendor in the spell and trap card zone. And this is how you use spell cards, especially continuous spells. Continuous spells don't go to the graveyard. There's other ways it can go to the graveyard by either using its other effects or getting destroyed by MST or cards like Dark Bribe, Solemn Warning, or I think Solemn Warning stops the monsters, not the card. But I'm going to activate Toy Vendor's effect by discarding Fluffle Wings into the graveyard. When I discard Fluffle Wings to the graveyard, I can draw a card from my deck, and if it's a Fluffle or if it's a Fluffle monster, I can add it to my hand. Unfortunately, it's a Polymerization. Too bad, so sad. But I can also activate Fluffle Wings effect. Now, if you don't know, I can if this card is sent to the graveyard, and you control 1 Toy Vendor, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Fluffle monster in your graveyard and banish it. And banish it from your graveyard. Then target a Fluffle monster in your graveyard and banish it. And if you do, draw a card. So basically, I can banish this card. And let's say if I had Fluffle Bear in my graveyard already, or Fluffle Dog in my graveyard, I can easily banish this card and I can draw a card now. I drew a card. It was Royal Decree. I could put that face down just in case for contingencies. And then after that, I can put Toy Vendor in the graveyard. As soon as I put Toy Vendor in the graveyard, I can search for one Edge Imp Sabers. And I could draw another card as well with so I'm gonna get Edge Imp Sabers out. Now this is where the magic of the fusion summoning happens. So let's say I got nothing on my field. And I know what you're thinking. Yo, Chaos, you ain't got nothing on your field. How are you gonna fusion summon? Well, I'm gonna use this card, Fright for Fusion. Now when I use Fright for Fusion, it allows me to fusion summon 2 Frightfur and Fluffle monster, Edge Imp and a Fluffle monster from my hand. So you know what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use 1 Penguin and 1 Sabers. Put those 2 out of play. And look for a Frightfur monster. Now, there's so many options I can go for. So I'm going to use the quickest option. And right there, you just conducted a fusion summon. Now, the reason why I say this is not specific ingredients. You don't have a Fluffle Tiger or at all. No. Sometimes, and this is why I cannot stress enough, read the ingredients that you need. 1 Edge Imp Sabers and 1 or more Fluffle monsters. Now, his effect goes into that. But like I said, I'm just showing you the basics on how to fusion summon. I just use the fusion magic card. You cannot fuse a monster unless you can bypass the process, which is using either a fusion material, fusion spell card, or a fusion capable monster, such as Fluffle Owl. Certain cards like these can actually bypass what use the same methods that the fusion magic or spell cards can do as a replacement, so to speak. But that's basically how you fusion summon a fusion summon monster. So what we learned from this is fusion monsters are different from your other counterparts, which you'll clearly see hopefully soon in the next part video. But other than that, this has been a normal tutorial on how to fusion summon. Also, stay tuned for episode part 2 of my special summoning methods, where we're going to get into the heart and the soul of the next generation of special summoning, which is called synchro summoning. But other than that, see you in part 2. Peace.